Now, the US midterm results are still waiting to play out, and it looks like the result is going to be pretty much what we've been talking about for the past few weeks. That is, the Republicans winning the House and the Senate left on a knife edge, currently looking like the Democrats maintaining control with the Vice President's casting vote. We will see. But what we haven't seen is the so-called big red tsunami that the Donald Trump supporters, or MAGA Republicans, were trumpeting. Instead, the unpopularity of the Biden administration was counterbalanced by some other concerns on the Republican side. Primarily, it seems, attitudes and proposals around abortion laws in the wake of Roe v. Wade being overturned, and of course the general divisiveness and electoral conspiracy theories peddled by Trump and his closest supporters. The former president hasn't had much to say about the results yet.
I'd like to welcome the fake news media, which is back there. There's a lot of people back there. That's incredible. That's a big group. They must be expecting something big tonight. Actually, they were hoping for big losses, but that's not happening. So the numbers have been amazing so far.
Haven't they? But the fact that Trump's barnstorming campaign has turned into something of a damp squib is good news, not just for America, but for the Republicans. Now, I know many of you love Trump and the way he takes on the left and the media and focuses on issues of real concern to mainstream people. But the reason I say it's good that he's been repudiated, at least to a degree, is because of the way it contrasts with the stellar performance of Republican Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis.
We reject woke ideology. We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
Where woke goes to die, hey? This bloke has turned a swing state into a deep red territory for the Republicans in next to no time. And don't forget, Trump is a registered voter in Florida. DeSantis is a strong conservative. He tackles the elites and the media who all opposed him, and he's been a leading light for a small government, personal freedom and responsibility response to the pandemic. DeSantis is also strong on borders, strong on the basics of education. He ticks all the boxes for robust conservative governance without the loopiness and personal abrasiveness of Trump. He represents the future of the Republican Party beyond the Trump incursion. We wait till next week to see whether or not Trump will run for the Republicans' 2024 presidential nomination. But if he does, many hope DeSantis will run against him and defeat him so the party can move on. Even President Joe Biden at least pretends to be enthusiastic about such a contest.
Who do you think would be the tougher competitor, Ron DeSantis or former President Trump? And how is that factoring into your decision?
It'll be fun watching them take on each other.
Indeed. Now, Biden gave a media conference today that went almost an hour. We read most of a long opening statement claiming the midterm losses were a victory for the Democrats, which is a bit of a stretch, isn't it? But there's no doubt they weren't nearly as bad for Biden as they could have been. And there must be some truth, at least, in the lessons that the president is drawing from them.
On this election season, the American people made it clear they don't want every day going forward to be a constant political battle. There's too much of that going on. And there's too much that we have to do. The future of America is too promising to be trapped in an endless political warfare.
But as is typical with this president, things got pretty wobbly once the questions came. Even though it was a highly controlled environment.
We just need to remember who the hell we are. We're the United States of America. The United States of America.
Yeah, he got that right, OK? So you do need to remember who you are. And they are, over there, they are the United States of America. But beyond America, the president had some trouble.
I'm sure we'll discuss China, Taiwan. I think the context is that whether or not they're pulling back from Fallujah and from the Kherson, the city of Kherson, I do think that it remains to be seen whether Xi Jinping has decided that, or backed off of his initial judgment that he wanted China to have the most powerful military in the world.
That's Xi Jinping. Is he running Ukraine or China? Is that war in Iraq or Ukraine? Dear, oh dear. There's a bit of optimism from the Democrats just now, and that'll last a while. But I don't think it'll take long for the party to move on to the Biden question. He can't run again. They'll need to find some compelling nominees by the end of next year, that's for sure. And there's bound to be some Democrats who'll even hope for an early resignation from Biden to install Vice President Kamala Harris. Good Lord. It'll be a fascinating and fraught discussion, probably starting within days. And it didn't get off to a good start in Biden's press conference. I'm going to show you a long, uncut segment here because it's such an important question, and I want you to be able to make of it what you will.
Well, first of all, Jill and I have, and by the way, it's my wife Jill, who's held a lot more popular than I am in the Democratic Party too. But at any rate, all kidding aside, our intention is to run again. That's been our intention, regardless of what the outcome of this election was. The fact that we won, I didn't run, the fact that the Democratic Party outperformed anything anyone expected and did better than any off-year presidency since John Kennedy is one that gives everybody like, whew, sigh of relief that the mega Republicans are not taking over the government again, et cetera. And so my judgment of running when I announce, my intention is that I run again, but I'm a great respecter of fate, and this is ultimately a family decision. I think everybody wants me to run, but we're going to have discussions about it. And I don't feel in any hurry one way or another to make that judgment, today, tomorrow, or whenever, no matter what my predecessor does.
Early next year, or what's your thinking?
My guess is, I hope Jill and I get a little time to actually sneak away for a week around between Christmas and Thanksgiving. And my guess is it'll be early next year we make that judgment. But it is my plan to do it now. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's pretty clear and decisive, isn't it? Yep, that's his intention to run. He's going to run. And he hasn't made up his mind yet. And he needs another holiday. And he thinks his family will want him to run. I wonder what Hunter wants him to do. And he wants to run again, but after the holiday, he'll think about it again and get back to us. Forget it. It won't happen. That's the real outcome, actually, the real outcome that we should celebrate after the midterms. The real prospect now that these midterms are out of the way is that the scene is set for both parties to move beyond the Trump-Biden era.